involved in a land war in Asia, but only slightly less well known is this. Never go in against a Sicilian when death is on the line.
Hello, Bots and Books fans, this is Scorp1701, and tonight we are going to be taking a look at the first figure of the second wave of Mcfarlane Toys' The Princess Bride. And as inconceivable as it is, we no longer have to wait for Vizzini, because Vizzini has arrived. Yay! And this is the leader of that ragtag group of misanthropes that kidnapped the Princess Bride, and we're going to take a look at him. And first off, taking a look at the box, you can see it's in a brand new type of box. It's still open window, but this type of box, you have some design here on the upper flaps, and that is really cool. You have the Princess Bride, Vizzini, have some markings here. You see Vizzini in there with his two chalices, and on the top of the box you have some more flowery designs. The Princess Bride, you have Mcfarlane Toys, and the 12 Plus on the side of the box. The Princess Bride, Wesley and Buttercup, Mcfarlane Toys on this side of the box. The Princess Bride, Vizzini, and Mcfarlane Toys. On the bottom of the box, you just have some credits for the box and the barcode. And finally, on the back of the box, you have Wallace Shawn himself as Vizzini. Now, there are 4 other figures in this line. You have Princess Buttercup in her wedding dress, the Dread Pirate Roberts, who is bloodied, Indigo Montoya, who is bloodied, and Fezzik, who just has a big black cloak. But anyway, we're not talking about them yet. We are talking about Vizzini. And let's get into Vizzini, get him out of the box, because no one wants to see him in the box. And let's see how cool he really is. And here we have Vizzini out of the box, and out of the box he stands a little under 6.5 inches tall, and obviously he comes with his 2 chalices again and a stand, but we'll take a look at his accessories later. First off, I want to take a look at this evil mastermind himself. And coming real close in on Vizzini, you can see that they did a knockout job on capturing Wallace Shawn's likeness, and this is really dead on. I love this face sculpt. It is so well done. So taking a look at it, you can see he has a nice shiny bald head and some nice eyebrows. He does have this little side glance going on, so he's looking over there. What's going on over there? Nice nose, nice mouth features. I love that. Very human sculpt. I mean, sometimes they look like toys, but this guy looks so real. He's got some hair coming off the side and got some molded in ears there. That is nice. Coming back, hair goes around, little details in here. It's nice and brown. And coming back to this side, pretty much the same. And that will bring us down to his coat. It's very nicely done. Let's zoom out just a little bit so we can see the full coat, and that is really nicely done. You got a lot of cool designs in this coat, and his squares and broken up with little symbols, and even the midsection here you have some dark green coming for the trim, and then you have the regular green here, and then you got some red over for the shoulder. So that is cool. Then darker green here and like the mid of the shoulder, and then coming down, this appears to be a darker green than the actual coat itself, but I could be mistaken. It could just be the way the light's hitting it. Then you got this little belt that's molded in, and this is one piece, and then the arms are sticking out, so the arms are actually molded to look like it's a coat, not really, can't be taken off even if you did move this middle piece. And you got us a little bit of gold for this little buckle here, and that is really cool. And that will bring us down to the pants, and the pants are like a darkish brown, coming down to some brown boots, and you got the high cuff there, and on the inside you got a little bit of detail to see that they are actually tieable, so I like that. It's a really nicely detailed figure. I like this. Check it out. Look at the back. Nothing that you wouldn't expect to see back here. A lot of squares again, a little bit of fringe for the bottom of the coat, and Vizzini butt and boots. So that is really neat. On the bottom, you got some pegs for wherever you want to stand him. He does come with a stand, but yeah, that is really cool. I just can't get over this face sculpt. That looks so much like Wallace Shawn. And if you actually look, you can actually move the coat up a little bit. There is some detail underneath, but it's basically just flesh painted, so it looks like he's actually wearing a shirted dickie for that. So there's no use in taking this off, even if you could. So, all right, that is what Vizzini looks like. Moving on. And coming to articulation, starting off at the head can go around 360 degrees. He can look down a little bit, he can look up a little bit, and he has a little bit of side to side, which is really cool. Coming down to the shoulders can go around 360 degrees. Now they are kind of in a weird hinge, so they can kind of be down here, but you don't really want them there, so you can actually hinge them up to where they're higher, where they sit normally. So, you know, that's kind of weird that they do that, but I don't know if it's articulation or it's just how the figure's designed. You kind of always want the shoulders to be up top like that. Okay, they can come up and down, and he does have a bit of a bicep swivel that goes all the way around 360 degrees, and that will bring you down to his elbow bend. And the elbow is not exactly 90 degrees, so, but yeah, you get a little bit of it. There's not much you could do about that because this sculpt is a little tight because it's big and thick. And then you do have a forearm rotation, 360 degrees, if you want to do that. And that will actually come down. Actually, that was more the bicep, and then this is the forearm rotation again. So you got both of them. If you're so inclined to do that, then you come down to his hand. It has a hinge built into it, so it can go in and out all the way around 360 degrees, and depending on how you get the ball joint turned, you can go left and right. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff you can do with that type of hinge. All right, coming down to the middle section, this is one big piece, so if there is an ab crunch there, it's going to be affected by the coat. So I don't see it, I don't feel it. But what he does have is a waist articulation, and the coat will not hinder that from going 360 degrees if you're so inclined. You can kind of lift up the bottom of the jacket, and you can see how his feet are made. You do have a little bit of articulation coming out forward like that. Not a lot coming out to the back, not that much either. Side, you're going to get a lot if you're so inclined, and he does have like a thigh swivel that will go around 360 degrees, and just make sure you get it back to where it's standard. All right, coming down, he does have a double articulated knee bend, which is cool. Double joints there, so we can get a high back kick. So that is neat. No boot cut per se, but when you come down to the foot right here, actually above it, you can articulate that this is maybe a boot cut because it does go all the way around 360 degrees, and it is connected just above the foot. So the foot is also 360 degrees, and you can get some good articulation there, and you do have toe tiltage, so that is cool. All right. And that is going to be Vizzini's articulation. Inconceivable! All right, moving on. And for Vizzini's first accessory, he comes with a nice figure stand. As you can see, it's round, it's black, it says the Princess Bride, it has a foot peg, and it's a standard figure stand like every figure in the world comes with these days. All right, moving on. And for figure accessories, Vizzini comes with two little chalices, and they are black plastic, no paint or anything, and they look really well, I guess. They are just molded, and they got some good detail in there. You can see, you can put some poison in there if you were so inclined, or if you're dealing with a man in black who can't be trusted, as Fezzik pointed out. And Wesley and Vizzini can challenge each other to a battle of wits, as it were, and yeah, we'll find out which one is right and which one is dead. All right, moving on. And full comparison, here they are, the poor lost circus performers, and they look really nice together. And I think it's really cool to have all three of these together for the first time, and I really like the set. Even though in this particular case, Inigo and Fezzik were bad guys, but they still look cool. Alright, moving on. And for our last comparison, here Vizzini is with Princess Buttercup and the Dread Pirate Roberts. Now, I guess I could have added a blindfold for the princess, but we'll just call this Impasse anyway, which is really cool. Alright, moving on. And this has been the Mcfarlane Toys The Princess Bride Vizzini, the first figure reviewed from Wave 2 of the Princess Bride line. And I love this figure. He is so cool, very much needed. If you're going to have a Princess Bride line, you're going to have Vizzini, because it's inconceivable that you have a Princess Bride line without him. And the figure itself is great. The face sculpt looks exactly like Wallace Shawn. The get-up, the outfit. I don't have any problems with the detail in it. It's really cool. Articulation's a bit sticky at the arms, but that's because of the big forearm design of the coat. Accessories, he comes with 2 chalices, which is great. Guess he could have come with a knife so he could threaten Buttercup a little more, but he didn't. And for what it is, it's good, and I don't have any complaints. Like I said, he is a necessary character if you're going to be doing a Princess Bride line of figures. Highly recommend picking him up. I'm very happy to report that Wave 2 is starting to hit shelves. I found Vizzini here at a Books A Million. Vizzini cost me about $26, and he's going to range anywhere between $20 to $30 depending on where you find him. So very happy with him again, and highly recommend it. Alright guys, well that is the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, keep playing.
Inconceivable! You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.